Hello, this is Revolution Reviews, and welcome to our next review, which is Now You See Me 2. Second one. Yeah.
With me, Josh.
And me, Ryan. Yeah.
And you may have noticed if you've watched it. Well, you'd probably see from the thumbnails as well of the videos.
Yeah,
we've switched positions because we're filming 2 reviews in one day because we sort of fell behind. We got a bit lazy with the review channel.
This is a Falcon feature.
Yeah.
Anyway, Now You See Me 2 is the sequel to Now You See Me.
No.
No. Yeah, and I thought it was a decent film. You thought it was...
I thought it was a decent film as well.
Yeah. It has its good parts and it does
have bad parts to it,
yeah.
But with the Now You See Me franchise, because it has become a franchise now that it's got a sequel and early planning of the 3rd.
Yep.
What do they call the 3rd instalment?
Now You See Me 3.
Just
So at the moment.
the sequel to Now You See Me 2. It's in early planning, so it is a franchise now. I would class it because as soon as they make the sequel, I'd probably say it becomes a franchise.
Yeah.
Or could you class it as a trilogy? Franchise. Basically, it's become a franchise, and with the Now You See Me franchise, like especially this film and the first film had problems as well. If you used to do what we do, which is review the film in general, and basically look at it from a critical point of view. And the new Star Wars, which I think we should do a review on because I think it's terrible. I'll get into that. I'm joking. Because basically every film, apart from the films that we love, has problems. That is us just being very, very blind by the love of some films.
Yes.
Probably Drive has some problems, but I just do not want to see them. 3, 2, 1, cut because of a sneeze. Fuck you, Ryan. 3, 2, 1. Resume.
Yes, but like at its best.
Stop. You started too early. 3, 2, 1. Resume.
At its best, this film is action-packed and...
I thought he was going to give a review, like, out of 10, and I was going to say, end of the video, Ryan! We need to keep the viewers watching till the end!
At its best...
Watch till the end for out of 10 review.
Yeah. At best, this film is action-packed and it keeps you guessing of which way, but there are moments where it falls or may seem, especially to me, a bit predictable. But that for the most part, that didn't happen. Yeah,
for the most part, and the bit that you like is the final trick, basically, of the film, because there was one in the first film. If you've not seen it, it came out 3 years ago. Like, we're not spoiling anything. Sorry, my MacBook's sort of glitching, and I don't know what it was doing there, but like, there's always there's a final trick. It doesn't follow directly the same formula as the first one did, obviously, because then anyone would be able to start making sequels if they just followed the same formula as the first, because they just become repetitive. This one doesn't become repetitive because it sort of mixes it up a bit, which you expect from a sequel. Yeah. But then again, not all sequels are the best. But I think that is what everyone can learn.
Yeah. It's like, there are, like, the action is great, the tricks, like...
There's more action than the first one.
Yeah, and, like, the continuing of the stories of the current characters, from the first film was good, but I think the introduction one for...
Basically,
I thought...
Like, we're going to talk about the bad parts of the film first. I think we should split it up.
Yeah.
Bad parts of the film first, and then the good parts. Because I think that's what we did with the Batman review. Yeah. Batman vs Superman review. Got it in again. Yeah, that's what we did. But basically, and sorry, it's just I was making sure nothing shuts down so this doesn't go into a halt. This review.
Yeah.
Like the bad points of the film, Ryan. Take it away.
Yeah, it's like the new characters' introduction were just came out of nowhere with not properly developed. They just showed up and just it just felt like it felt just rushed and didn't have a proper connection to the rest of the characters.
Yeah, especially because like even if you do like the slight bit, like I just tapped in Now You See Me 2 in Google before we started this review, and it came up with Now You See Me 2 Isla Fisher, basically the person that played Henley from the first film. Wow, it just got bright outside. And she's not in it because she was having a baby, so obviously she had to take care of the baby like a responsible parent does.
Yeah.
So she couldn't be part of this. To be honest, I think we should have waited because the introduction of Lizzie Kaplan, who played the character of Lula, she was a bit rushed into the film. Like, I think she should have got a similar backstory as the characters did in the first film, because then it would have made her more relatable and like a more likeable character. And I think the chemistry would have been a bit more developed between all four characters, should I say. But it just feels like there's the main three characters from the first film and the new one in the second film, which you don't want when you're introducing a new main character. So I'd probably say that was a bad point of the film. But like I was going to say before, but I forgot and like sidetracked, and I've come back to do a full circle. These are sort of little things that, with like this, with the other characters that they try and introduce, and they're not developed very well. Yet you don't really take that much notice because it's not what you sort of do with the Now You See Me films.
Yeah.
Like you sort of take her in the plot, not the characters. Like the main plot and stuff, like the heists they have to pull off, the tricks they do, and then at the end, like the final rounding up of the film. That's the bit that gets you and like draws you in for the next film because you're like, oh, where can they take it from here? It always gets you guessing. That is the premise of the Now You See Me films. It's not really the characters, like apart from the main horseman and the Dylan character played by Mark Ruffalo. But I felt like Lizzie Kaplan's acting was good. I just think it was just the writing for her character, like the backstory for the narrative for her, was a bit lackluster.
Yeah.
It's just a bit. I mean, personally, like I think I could have wrote her a better backstory than they did.
Yeah, just instead of showing up.
Yeah, like Ryan just said, she just basically shows up and she's in The Horseman! Whoa! Where did that one come from? It's like he was crossing a road and with no train tracks and the train hits you. Where did it come from? Was not expecting it. Maybe a bus? Nope, hit by a train.
Yeah. Well, like...
no, she's just awful.
Yeah, because like... I think with... Because like when we're saying the action and the actual high specs are like the best thing, we can't like go into too much detail without giving any spoilers.
Basically, this is a spoiler-free review, but it is an honest review. But we can't go into like spoilers, as I just said. Flipping heck.
Yeah, but there were more bad things, but the good thing outweighs the bad. You know what I mean?
No, I'd probably say you worded that a bit wrong. I'd probably say there are bad things, but the good things outweigh the bad.
Yeah.
Not that there's more bad things, but the good things.
I mean, like...
There are bad things, but the good things of the film are dominant a lot more than the bad things.
Because,
like, we came away from the cinema thinking it was a good film.
Yeah, I know.
Better than the first film. Still think that, to be honest, even though we've picked it apart a bit. It's more so one of them things where like it's good to watch, but like once you start picking into the areas that aren't really that developed for the film that much, like I was saying before, like the characters and stuff, and like the backstories of the characters and stuff like that. They're not developed as much as the plot is because it's like a big grand plot. Basically, it's a film that tries to keep you guessing all the time and stuff.
Yeah, and I think like we had a good time while watching it, but it's a thing that I know I won't watch again, but I did enjoy watching it.
I'd watch it again.
Yeah,
I would.
Yeah,
because it's one of them films where you need to watch it again before so you can. Basically, it's one of them films that after you've seen it, you can then go back and watch it again and sort of have a different outlook on the film. A bit like applying a critical framework to Fight Club. Because, like, with that film, Fight Club, like, right, we need to do a review of Fight Club. Because, literally, you watch that film, like, as it is, and you're like, oh, good film. Many disagree, many agree. It's a cult film now, because it has a cult following and stuff, because it's back and forth between the audience and stuff, say it's good, bad. Anyway, but like to get another spin on the film, if you apply like there's like many different critical frameworks, and like if you add one, you can watch the film in a whole different new way. I'm not even joking. Like, yeah, the film just becomes brand new to you. Like, you know what's coming and stuff, but that's just like your brain working, like telling you about it, like your brain just thinking about the film. But once you like think of it, you'll see every character in a whole different way. That film, in like film terminology, is just pure genius. I'm not even joking, right? It is. Because, yeah. Anyway, that can be said for another day.
Yeah.
The acting was good.
Yeah.
Like I'm like Lizzie Kaplan played Lula well. It, like I was saying before, it's just the backstory wasn't developed as much as we all like to. But then again, the film was a bit lengthy in the first place. It probably, if they was to do a backstory of her, probably, would you say for a decent backstory, about 10 minutes?
Yeah, 10 minutes.
Screen time, which like you may think 10 minutes for a backstory, that's not a lot, but in film time,
yeah,
it is, because you got 1,000, 2 1,000, like 3 seconds on the big screen is a lot of time. Like it like if you like I found that out. I was going to say but you didn't. But I found that out when I was making my short film. No, you cannot see it because actually there's like 4 people in the world that has actually seen the completed version of it. But I don't know if I'll release it or not. Probably not, because I'm not that confident about it anymore as I was. But what else can we say about the film, Ryan? Because I cannot see the screen all too well. That notes are written upon.
Yeah. Like just to round it up.
Round off.
It is a decent to like good. I think it's decent. You think it's good, and it stops you like in tracks and makes you see the film from different views. And
yeah, it's freaking out.
Yeah, and
you like just rewind. You said you think it's decent. I think it's good. We both think it's decent, and we both think it's good, right? We're on the same page. We've not got 2 different views. The only different view is the final trick. That's the only different view we have. And like I somewhat agree. Like I put in brackets questionable to some degree, because like I put Ryan thinks the final trick of the film is really predictable. But I put in brackets questionable to some degree.
Yeah.
To some degree, that is the bit where I don't agree with you. The rest I completely agree with you. So we've got the same opinion and outlook of the film. It's just, what will the scores be on the doors? That'll be different, I can guarantee.
Yeah.
Because I've got a number in my mind at the moment. But also, if you've seen the first film, I'd go and watch this one if you've got a few questions about the first film, because this film sort of...
Yeah.
What does it do?
Answers some of the questions you may have from the first film. And like, just gives you just a bit more. And like...
Yeah.
And I guess it makes it somewhat not stand alone on its own. Like you need the first one as well.
because I feel like a couple of films, like sequels, they sort of don't pay that much homage, should I say, not homage, yeah, to the first film as much as they should do, you know, because that's where they got the franchise got built from. That's where it's like loyalty should lie. It should like try and bring like the ideology of that film over to the second one, then add to it, but also relate back to the first one, like give like a couple of references to the first film and stuff. And like also, but it needs to be different. That's why some sequels, like, it's quite easy to fail at what you do and stuff. And it's like it's a slippery slope basically when you're coming up with a sequel. But some films just cry out for a sequel, like the Nice Guys film.
Yeah.
That cries out for a sequel. Now You See Me Too. I wouldn't say it cries out for a sequel, but there is definitely going to be a sequel to Now You See Me Too, because it's been confirmed by the board of directors or studio that produce it. Can't remember what studio it is. But yeah. What time is it for? What time is it now, Ryan?
It's time for our scores.
On the doors.
Yes.
It's a new thing. I'll let you go. Actually, I
go
go last all the time, man.
Yeah, so
I'm going first this time. I'm in the seat that goes first because you spoke, hopefully, for the majority of this video. Cough. Thank you. Basically, we give a score out of 10, and then I basically, when I edit the videos, I accumulate both scores, put them together, and give it a score out of 20. The highest score we've got so far is 19, which I think's for Hardcore Henry. 19 out of 20. Not 100% sure about that. So anyway, my score out of 10. Good film. Advise watching it if you like the first film. 7.5.
Yeah.
Maybe 6.5.
Yeah.
No, 7.5.
So
No, I'm going to give it 7. I'm going to give it 7.
Yeah, I'm going to go a bit lower than that, 6.5. Like, it's okay, but it's not like...
No, it's a good film. It's good to watch if you like mentally challenging films and stuff. You know, like the Mementos, the Inceptions, is it Looper? Is that a mentally challenging one? Like Brick as well. Those sort of films, if you like to be challenged by the film and made to think. Fight Club as well sort of does that. Another reference to Fight Club. I'm sort of trying to build him up to watch this film. It is good, right? But yeah, it is pretty good. So I've gone with 7 out of 10. You've gone with 6.5.
Yeah, so I think that's the end of the review. If you liked it, like, subscribe, and goodbye.